Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys survived all that insanity. Get away from me, B. So, okay, I want to talk crypto. I'm going to tell you tomorrow I will start looking at the charts again. Today, Monday, I usually don't go live anymore. It's usually more of a research day. I have meetings all day. And so tomorrow I'll look at the charts, but I want to tell you a few things about my perspective right now. Do I have answers? I do not. I am really torn right now, 50-50 as to, sure, it could go up, it could go down, typical troll comment, but I will tell you what I've done. All right. So I had a limit order on my Avalanche. It's triggered at $26. Yesterday I bought back in at like $22.50. So if there's a small win there, I sold at a higher price than I bought back in. With XRP, I accidentally sold my XRP at $2.76 a couple weeks ago. And I also, this was yesterday, bought back into XRP. Now, I do have a fail-safe in place for both of those. If they get to a certain dollar amount, I'm selling and I'm going to be done, and I'll transfer that to my stock portfolio, and I will do stuff with that, which I'm just killing it with my stocks, with my option selling and all of that. And so I just figure, you know what, it's time to just to move on from those particular cryptos. I still have my Sui, I still have my Dogecoin. Those are my four biggest altcoin bags. And then I have my $2,000 to $1 million challenge wallet. I also bought some VeChain because I looked at the chart. I like VeChain. So my base case right now, until proven differently, is that I am leaning towards this idea that we are going to go up, and that was just pure manipulation, and that, an old saying, as old as stock markets, the trend is inviolate, that manipulation will happen all the time, but the trend is going to be the trend, and that's what's just going to happen. All right. So what does that mean? That means that when I look at the charts, sorry about the sun being in the way, I'll try to block it with my head. When I look at the charts, I see what happened last week and then what should have happened. What should have happened is that Bitcoin should not have hit an all-time high the way that it did. I talked about those bearish divergences that formed on the 4-hour chart, and then it just kept on going up, but then putting even more bearish divergences. I think that was an attempt to suck people in to just not full blown, but to like some level of, oh man, we're going to the moon soon, creating the FOMO and all of that. I think that's what that was. And so because they were able to suck so many people in, they were then able to just wreck them and to bring prices lower than they should have gone. And so let's say we shouldn't have gone as high as we went with Bitcoin, and we shouldn't have gone as low as we went with Bitcoin. Then we would just have seen a simple higher high and a higher low. And even though that's not what we saw, Bitcoin is still structurally bullish. Now, a lot of altcoins, you can't say the same thing, but Bitcoin's going to be leading the charge here. Bitcoin is always going to be leading the charge. And if Bitcoin still has higher to go, which I think it does, short term, I mean, I'm very bullish for when a lot of people are saying we're going to enter the bear market. But if we're talking about short term, Bitcoin is still in an uptrend. And so my perspective is we're still going to go up. Now, that could change at any point. I don't hold that super tightly. So for the time being, that is my perspective. I would not quite recommend buying crypto if you didn't buy crypto over the weekend. I'm sorry. What I want to wait for is bullish divergences on 4-hour charts before getting in. We're nowhere near seeing that, because what would bullish divergences mean? That would mean we'd see a lower low in the prices. And I mean, some of those prices are not going down to those wicks. I mean, Cosmos, Atom went to a tenth of a penny. Okay, that's not happening. But we need to just see things play themselves out over the next few days and maybe even weeks before I am going to be confident in saying like, oh yeah, now is the time that I'm going to be loading up, or you know what, now is the time I'm just going to be cutting some losses here. So that's my perspective on the market. I think anyone who is declaring it's over, or anyone who's declaring that we're going to go parabolic now, I think they're making those calls a little too early. So that's just my perspective. But anyway, I will see you in another video. Hope you have a good one. Peace.